morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Manish Gowda. Manish was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and what I got for you today, folks, is a review of a neat toy. Now, this has got to be the neatest toy, in my opinion, to come out in 2022. Okay, this is actually the third iteration of this toy, but this is the SNT Q25 FPV car. Now, in early 2022, SNT came out with the first version of this, which was the Q33 FPV car, and then in the summer they came out with the Q25-R27, which is this one here, which is a nice little FPV car, and now they got the third iteration, which is the Q25-R27. Now, what is the Q25 cars? These cars, or the SNT FPV cars, these little cars are little micro FPV racer cars. You can race these in your basement or on a tabletop, on the floor, anywhere, and actually view through the camera what the car is seeing as you're driving using these goggles here. Pretty neat. Actually, it feels like you're actually driving a car. Now let's go over these cars. Now the Q33 first came out, which was the first version of these, and that came out early in the year and was the first one that could use the FPV goggles with these. And it was a nice car, but it needed a little bit of upgrading, and they came out with this version here, which was the Q25-R27 over the summer. And I test drove this, and it's a pretty nice car, actually. I had a lot of fun with this. The problem, though, with this car is it was a little bit too fast for, beginners, okay, especially kids. Kids would have got probably disappointed with this car because it was a little bit fast, even in low speed. You set it to low speed, and, it was kind of still hard to control for beginner drivers. So our S&T went back to the drawing board and upgraded it and came out with this newer version here, which has an improved low speed drive. You can set it to low speed, and it actually drives slow. Okay. The other one would be real touchy, and even in low speed it would zip off. This one stays in slow speed and enables you to maneuver much more easily than the other cars of this brand. Now, the other change that they've included with this car, vice the original 240, is that now the camera is removable. Okay, it's just held on by magnets. There are some folks that just like to race these without using the FPV goggles, just as a little RC car, and they prefer not to use this camera because this camera adds weight and it also adds sucks additional juice from the battery, so you get less drive time if you're driving with FPV than without FPV camera attached. So keep that in mind. That's what that's there for. Now let's talk more about the car. I talked about the changes. We now have low speed gearing. Also, on the bottom of these cars, they changed it a little so that you can actually see the transmission system in the newer car. They got a transparent base on here versus the black base here, showing the worm gear in there and the motor and the whole transmission system. And speaking of that transmission system, since this does use a worm gear, you don't want to be messing with these wheels, okay? Don't go zoom, zoom, zoom on the ground with this. You will damage those gears. Additionally, this car, being a precision instrument it is, you drive this on the dirty surfaces, or if you've got pets in the house, you might want to sweep the floor before you use this. You don't want to get any pet hair stuck in the gearing in between this. That can make problems for this car, so try to keep this on clean surfaces when you're driving it, okay? So let's talk about the car again in more details. It does have multicolor lights. Let's turn it on just to show you some of the lights lighting up on it. You got blue, orange, green. It has turn signals. It has headlights that you can adjust with the touch of a button on the controller. I'm going to turn it off right now here as soon as I find that switch. But yeah, it lights up. It looks real pretty at night. Additional things about it. It's powered by a rear wheel drive 610 motor. There's that little motor right there to power this. That gives this car plenty of power, folks. It can really move. You put it in high gear, this thing really zips. It's powered by a little 3.7 volt lithium ion battery inside it. It's said to give this car up to 60 minutes of drive time. I find that hard to believe, but my other car, this one here, would drive at least 30 minutes. So yeah, it's possible. You know, I'm thinking that might be possible with these little cars to get up to 60 minutes of drive time on it. It's proportional steering, as you mentioned. You know, you can actually race this. It's a very nice proportional steering on this car. It has some front suspension system in the front, not in the back, but in the front, for hitting bumps. It'll absorb some of that, or some of those bumps, to keep the drive semi-smooth. And let's talk about the FPV camera on this on the top here. Now, this FPV camera transmits on 4 different frequencies that you can select with the controller here. You can switch between frequencies on the controller. And why would you want 4 different frequencies? For racing. Okay, you can race against other cars like this one here. I'm going to try to do that if I can find a driver to go against me. We'll see if I can. When I do demonstrate this here shortly, I'm going to take it down into the basement. But again, it's 4 channels FPV. Now it's analog FPV camera. What does that mean? You have to use analog FPV goggles to view that. Now these goggles are, as I mentioned, analog FPV goggles. These will work with RC drones that use analog FPV cameras. Okay, what does that mean? This will not work with those drones that use your phone to view what the drone is seeing. This will work with FPV racer drones, in effect. You know, just the basic FPV racer drones that use those analog FPV cameras you can use with these particular goggles. These goggles are, I believe, 48 channel goggles with bands A, B, D, E, and race band. 40 channels, I'm sorry, folks, 40 channels. But again, bands A, B, D, E, and race band. Now, the resolution on these goggles are achieved through a 4.3 inch, let me turn them on so you can see that, 800 by 480 pixel screen with a Fresnel lens. Let me hold it down for a few seconds so it comes on. But there we go there. It's got a Fresnel lens magnifying glass in the front here. So this works very well for people with good eyesight or people with nearsightedness. Those of you that are farsighted may need to use glasses or adjust this so your glasses can view in here. But nearsighted folks and folks with normal vision should have no problem with these particular goggles. Okay, let's go over the controller on this car. This is the controller. It is actually a very nice controller for these little drones. It's got an ergonomic designed steering wheel here, so you can hold it like this, or get the best position in your hand for that steering. It has a charge, or actually this is not a charging port, folks. This is for charging your car, not for charging the controller. And the car can be charged using this little optional gadget down here that you plug into here and then plug into your car and turn on the controller, and it will charge that car. Now, that being said, you want to use good rechargeable batteries in this controller. This uses 3 AA batteries to power it. And if you're going to be using this to charge your car, you probably want to put good alkaline batteries in there, or better yet, rechargeable batteries in this to power that up, because this will drain those super heavy duty batteries from your dollar store if you're using it to charge your car. So, use good batteries was what I'm trying to say with this particular controller if you are planning to use this to charge your car. Trying to get that little thing back in there again, and there we go. Okay, let's go over what else is on the controller. You got throttle here, back and forward throttle. You can raise or lower the rates of the car, make it go faster by pressing this button here, or make it go slow and more controllable by pressing this button here. This is your on-off switch for the car. Okay, these buttons. This first button is for pairing the controller with the car. In case you lose pairing, you can regain that pairing by pressing this while turning on the controller. This button here is for switching between frequencies of the FPV camera. This is for your ambient lighting, which is the underbelly lighting of the car. And this is for your headlights, turning them and changing the brightness of the headlights on that switch there. This also has steering trim. So you can adjust right steering trim or left steering trim. If the car is swerving to the left, press this button one time, or just keep repeatedly pressing it until this car drives straight. And you can adjust that to keep the car straight, because that can come into play when you're racing, folks. Other things about the car, let's talk about what you get in the box. you get the instruction manual, very well done, along with a set of stickers, which are pretty cool if you like stickers from SNT. You get their display box for the car. It's a nice display box. It even has a little plate on the front that looks in silver that talks about the Q25-R27, shows it. And you can stick your little car in there. Its rear wheel goes stuck between there and it holds it in place, and put it on the top, and you got a nice little display case for the car. So that comes with it. You get the goggles, and I just brushed on these goggles real quickly, but again, these are FPV racing goggles. The buttons on them, you got an on-off switch here. You got a search button here, so you can find that the car or the frequency of the car's FPV transmission. If it's not showing, you just press that search button and it'll go through the frequencies automatically and find it. You can manually go up and down on the bands and the channels using these buttons here. I don't recommend it. Use that search button to do that. And this does have recording ability, folks. You can put an SD card, micro SD card in there, press this button, and it will record your videos. And I will do such when we're down in the basement driving this at my test facility. It does have a built-in speaker, but the car does not have a microphone, so this is kind of useless for driving purposes, along with the, you can also use headphones if you wish to use headphones with this. But this would be for like FPV. No, very few FPV racers also have speakers, so I don't know how what advantage this is, these speakers, other than those drones that do have a microphone on it. You can listen in to the drone as it's flying. It has its own built-in battery. I believe it's 2,000 milliamp hour. Hold on, I got it here somewhere. I guess I don't have it in here. But anyways, it has its own built-in battery that you charge through this micro USB port right here, and that gives us about 40 minutes of view time through here. So that's the goggles, that's the controller. We get the car. You get a set of ramps here. Now these ramps, if you want to use these, the grip on the tires on these cars are not very good, so if you try to come up these ramps slowly, it'll just slide right back down. You want to be in high speed. Get yourself a good run before you hit these ramps, because you're going to be using its kinetic energy to get you up and over them. So keep that in mind. Other things you get in the box, you get a keychain for this Q25. Well, it says number 95 pound. Smoking prohibited. Be careful. I don't know what oh, it's a gas can. That's why it says smoking prohibited. It's in the shape of a gas can, that keychain. So you get a charging cable for the car and a charging cable for the goggles, along with output for, ooh, does this have video output? No, that's sound output, I guess, because these will go in here and you can get sound output from these goggles. Again, these goggles record directly to its own onboard SD card, so that's what this is for then. If you wish to get the analog sound output from it, you can do such using this. Although it looks like video. Yellow is normally video, but again, this is just for goggles, so I'm assuming this is sound output that comes out through these. Other things that you get in the box. Now, I got this in mine. I don't know if you're going to get this in yours, but I got a white case here that I can change if I wish to. Now, mine was customized specifically for me by SNT. I asked them for a blue model with a yellow stripe, and they did give me one with that. So maybe that's what this is. Originally, this comes stock in the colors of silver, cyan, and white, and this might be the white version of that goes on that. But again, mine is specially customized for Quadcopter 101. They just did it for me. So let's see, that's about all you get in the box. So this, again, the neatest toy I've seen in 2022. I highly recommend this toy. If you do go driving this, again, clean up your area where you're going to drive. You don't want to get this gummed up with dog hair and that. One other thing that I got in my package, I don't know if it's coming in all the packages, it would be neat if it is this racing mat that you see on the bottom here. Okay, you can use this to race your car too. I have my own racetrack downstairs, but we're going to be using both. I'm going to demonstrate both here shortly. So both this racing mat that came with this, with mine at least, and with the setup that I got downstairs. I'll put a thing up on here on the screen whether this mat actually comes with all versions of the Q25-R27. It did with mine, but it would be nice if it came with all of them. Okay, so let's go take this for a drive and see how it works. So hope you enjoy this drive. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and welcome to the Quadcopter 101 Indoor Test Drive Facility, also known as my Death Race 2000 Christmas Village racing set. Okay, I got this set up, yeah, actually for Death Race 2000. Those of you who remember that movie. That was a great one from, I think it's the 70s. It actually had Sylvester Stallone and David Carradine. Great movie. And we're going to try to redo that movie here today with our kit here. Okay, we are ready to go, actually. I got this thing bound up to the transmitter, and we should be, all the cameras are recording. We should be good to go. Now, I'm going to start off in slow speed first. I want to go around the course and make sure that I got it trimmed. And let's see. Do I need any trim at all yet? I'm going around. I could use a little left trim. Hold on while I hit the left trim button. And make sure I'm on the trim and not the power. Okay, speed trim. Steering. That's it there. Okay, one left button on that. So, and first off, I'm going to go through the course one time, just seeing how it handles. Now, again, what I like about this new version here is that the slow speed actually is slow speed, okay? On the 240 version that I reviewed about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, even the slow speed was pretty darn fast, okay, for beginners, okay? You easily get away from you. This one's perfect, okay? Now, the thing is with the slow speed, you can't go very much faster. Let me see if I can. Well, you can pick it up a bit. Yeah, never mind. I'm wrong. You can't. Okay, there's Death Race. I got 10 points! Okay, we're going to do the Death Race here as soon as I get back to the beginning of the track here. You know, I tried to race this the other day with, I had another friend here to go racing with, but we had some problems here. At the same time, using our goggles, there was a lot of interference. I have to say that right now. I experienced a lot of interference, but one-on-one is no problem. Okay, we are going to do the Death Race. I'm going to try to hit each of these little figurines if I can, but here we go. 10 points for each one. Whoa, I don't want to go that way. Oh, I did not. I forgot to mention, I got to knock them over. It doesn't count if I just hit them. So that means I got to pick up speed. Oh, there goes Frosty. Oh, hit that one. Try it. Okay, picking up speed. No, I don't want to go in that direction, but what the hey. Go through there. Go there, get there. Oh, I'm getting points galore here. But I got to knock them over. That's the problem. If they're not knocked over, they don't get the points. Let's go. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck at the village. Hold on. Let's find out where we're stuck. Oh, okay. We're stuck at the little overpass here. Hold on. Let me adjust that. Can you see it? Okay. There we go. Putting the goggles back on. I got to get back in my chair here. And, oh, there I am. Okay, taking off again. Let's just go around the course. Let's forget about the Death Race part. If I hit him, I hit him. Just want to see if I can. Oh, out of the way, out of the way, coming through. I'm gaining all kinds of points this time. Oh, coming through. Missed that one, darn it. Got that one, got that one. No, got to knock him over. Don't count. We're going to add up the points after this drive is done here. There we go. Oh, I missed it again. But, you know, I mentioned this has got to be the funnest toy to come out in 2022. I just got to say that, folks. It's a blast. I get a kick out of this thing. Now, it does come with that driver's mat I told you about. I asked the manufacturer. They said, yeah, the new version does come with that in the box, along with that white customizable chassis that you can throw on top. So you can paint that up any way you want, that white one, and use it. Like mine was, I guess, one of the white ones, and they painted it blue with a yellow stripe, but you can paint it any color you want, which would be fun for those of you that have some painting skills. But I'm having a blast with this thing. And I'm still at slow rate, okay? It'll be a while before I get enough gumption here, or enough skill to drive in high speed, but I'm doing okay. Oh, lots of points there. I'm doing okay at low speed. I got a lot of points in this game. So, okay, I just wanted to demonstrate it here, driving it around this facility here. Now, we're also going to test drive it on the provided track that comes with this. And I need to set that up, folks. So let me bring the car back so I can grab it here. Bring it up to the camera. There's my cameras. There's my cameras. And say, I'm on. Okay, hold on while I set this up on the other track. Okay, here we are on the other track, the track that comes with the car. And let's see how I can, how well I do on this track. Keep in mind, this does go slow. Let me just drive it. It is a little bit bouncy because I don't have it on a perfectly flat surface. I have it on the, driving it on the carpet. I just threw it on top of the carpet. It's a little bouncy because of that. So keep that in mind. You'll probably want to use a real smooth surface to drive this. But it gives it a more realistic look. You know, the bouncing and bouncing. But yeah, this track's usable too. It's fun. Now, again, I mentioned I did try to use this with my other car, okay, racing against a friend of mine, and we had problems, okay. There was a lot of because the cars are so close together, and the receivers are so close together, there was a lot of interference. It wasn't smooth. Yeah, now if it was a big open area, maybe it worked better, but close together, these cars did provide a lot of interference, bleed over interference of the video, the FPV video, to the goggles. But yeah, this is fun too. This little track here that comes with it, it's a lot of fun too. Yeah, with the bouncing, it makes it look realistic. I feel like I'm driving a go-kart. It's just like you're in a go-kart track. It really feels like it. So, those of you who like to drive go-karts, tiny little go-kart, but it's fun. This probably doesn't look cool on the overhead cameras, but through the goggles, it feels like you're driving a go-kart. So yeah, this, again, this wins the Quadcopter 101 Toy of the Year Award for 2022. I'm gonna hold those from now on. Toy of the Year Awards. Which one's the best? You know, I was like, the Go-Go Birds were kind of fun, but this tops them all. I gotta admit, it's a blast. I'm getting a kick out of this thing. I'm getting better each time I go around this track. Get the feel for it. Okay, got to turn to the right, turn to the right, turn to the right, turn to the left. Whoa. Well, it's a lot of fun. So, okay, we're going to call it quits here shortly. But one more run through the... I'm getting a kick out of this. Okay, coming in, and we're going to call it quits. There's my feet on this cold winter day. So, what are my thoughts? Let's talk about it. This little thing is a lot of fun, folks. A lot in a very tiny package, a very precision, high precision little car. Again, you probably want to sweep up the area where you're driving at before you attempt to drive this. You don't want to get dog hair in there. I got a dog that sheds very well. So I clean up the area before I drive this. So I recommend you do that too. If you're going to be, especially if you're going to be driving on the floor of your home. So sweep your floor before you drive these things. So hope you enjoyed this test drive. A lot of fun. The Q25 from SNT. So it's Quadcopter 101. Signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.